Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca and today I'm going to share with you some healthy holiday recipes and meal prep ideas. So I've got 3 things that I'm doing today. I already made a huge batch of pancakes and they are apple cinnamon protein pancakes. I'm also going to be making a holiday quinoa salad here in just a second. And then a little later I'm going to make my peppermint pretzels. And honestly this I'm just making because I can't find the rolled gold in my supermarket. I found them last year and I cannot find them this year, and I'm just craving a peppermint pretzel. By the way, it's actually going to be gluten-free, so it might even work out better for me. Anyway, we're having an awesome holiday season and I hope you will enjoy these recipes. Let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to make are some apple cinnamon protein pancakes. I'm using this gluten-free pancake mix that I picked up from Aldi probably a month or so ago. I'm just going to finish it off. I've got 2 cups of this. That was what was left. And then I also have about a cup. It was 3 scoopfuls of this plant-based vanilla protein powder. And then I'm going to add some of my grandma's applesauce and some milk, some cinnamon, some more vanilla. I've got some eggs here as well. We're going to get all that mixed up. I'll have all the exact measurements in the description box, so be sure to check that out. I wish you could smell this. This smells like an apple pie. It's going to be so good. Now, with the protein powder, it does absorb a lot of liquid. So that's why I used 3 cups of the milk, plus I used a whole cup of the applesauce because the moisture of the applesauce actually replaces the oil and adds to the liquid content. So I think this is a really good consistency depending on which protein powder you end up using and also which pancake mix you end up using. You might have to add a little bit more liquid or less. So just do what I did and pour it in there slowly and mix it up, and then you'll feel. I ended up using all 3. But we are going to get ready to start making our pancakes. So we're about to make these pancakes, and I love this ghee spray, but you know what? It won't come out. I press hard, press, nothing happens. And I spent a lot of money on this because I got it from Amazon. Like, I'm embarrassed at how much money I spent on this, but I don't know what I should do. Should I like take it back or what? I don't know, but I can't use this. I'm still holding out. Maybe Chris can fix it. We'll see. But for now, I'm just going to take some good old Kerrygold butter and just rub that on the pan. And then get to making these pancakes. And I'm just using a 1/4 cup. I do often use an ice cream scooper, but today I'm just going to use this 1/4 cup because I don't know where my ice cream scooper is, and I just want to get this going. My husband taught me to just make a little kind of circular motion, and you make the most perfect pancakes ever. And I did let the batter sit for just a second. That is helps it to come together a little more. Oh, these pancakes are becoming one. That's alright, I'll be able to split them before they actually do that. Oh my gosh, it smells like apple pie. So good.
Oh my gosh, it does smell like apple pie.
Right?
I'm Santa Claus.
Alright, so they're starting to get a little golden. You can see the bubbles coming. So we are going to flip. And Dexter always has to bark when I'm doing videos. You know what? Like, he does honestly bark a lot, but he just likes to bark when I'm busy. I don't get it. Okay, this burner, I think I'm going to turn down just a little bit because these are a little bit more. Well, they're not burnt. They're going to be just fine. We're going to let them cook a little bit more. Then we've got like, I don't know, probably 2.5 more dozen. So to store the pancakes, I just put them in a freezer bag and I separate it with this parchment paper. So for me, oh my god, there he is again. He's just laying on the floor right now. I don't know what he's barking at. But I will just put them in here. Probably 6 at a time, we'll say. And then take a piece of parchment paper and just put it here. And it doesn't have to go the entire width of the bag, just so it touches each pancake so they don't stick together. And just keep going. one's hot. Oh, that's hot. That one, we're going to let that cool for a minute. That was hot, hot, hot. They have cooled, so we are going to continue to put these in. We ended up making 29. Each one is only 54 calories, 3 grams of protein, and 1 gram of fiber. I honestly was shocked when I calculated that, but I guess that's what happens when you don't use a lot of oil, and then you're using unsweetened almond milk, which is only 30 calories per cup. Applesauce is not very high in calorie, so that was like cray cray. Here we go, and I'm actually, I think I'm going to keep this one out for myself. I haven't ate my pancake yet. I'm not super hungry, but I'm going to just leave that one out, and I will eat that when I do get hungry. So there we go. Oh, look at all these pancakes. I just moved my pizza box so these pancakes can lay flat. I'm going to just freeze them just like that, and then I can actually store them away when they're all solid. So I got that recipe from the Kroger magazine. If you get that magazine with all the coupons, definitely check out the recipe. And I will just post it right here. So you take a snapshot of it. You can have the recipe for yourself. And it calls for some shelled pistachios, some dried cranberries. The only ingredient I'm a little bit weirded out about is cinnamon. And I love cinnamon. I've just never had it in a salad dressing. So it only calls for eighth of a teaspoon. So we'll see. Pepper, salt, some mustard, olive oil, lemon juice, the zest that Taylor's zesting of the orange, some arugula, and
I'm sorry.
that's fine. Some quinoa, and the recipe actually has you make quinoa and then make all this stuff while the quinoa is cooking, which is a fantastic idea. But you know, it's even more fantastic is picking up pre-cooked quinoa from Trader Joe's. So I'm going to use this because this is something that you can heat up warm. So I could, you know, heat this up if I wanted to have it warm, but they serve it at room temperature, so it doesn't matter. But I'm using this for meal prep, so I'm going to basically create 4 different meals with this and add some chicken to it for my protein, and that will be good to go.
Mama, I think I'm done with the orange.
Okay.
Can I eat it?
Sure.
I mean, you don't want it to go to waste.
Exactly. Get that orange, girl.
Can I use a strainer, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Alright, so it's all mixed up and smells delicious. I'm super curious to know how the cinnamon is going to fare in here. I'm just going to take a little bit out because I just want to try it right now. But really, just like most dressings or any kind of salad, you want it to sit in the fridge overnight. Again, you could serve it right away, but the longer it sets, in my opinion, the better it gets. So this is going to be perfect meal prep. I'll show you how I am going to meal prep that in just a sec. Alright, so I've got myself a little serving here. And I'm going to give you a live taste test because I'm super concerned about the cinnamon. But I love trying new things, so let's see what it's like. I love arugula. I love everything else that's in it, so we'll see.
Scale 1 to 10, Mama.
Okay, so actually it pairs perfectly with the craisins. So it's not overly cinnamon like I'm having like a sweet dessert, but because of the sweetness of these cranberries, it actually pairs perfectly. You have the acid from the lemon, the bitterness from the arugula. I'm gonna take another bite and see. The crunch with pistachios, amazing.
So I'm just gonna say that this is a 10 out of 10.
Pleasantly surprised. I actually alter recipes quite often. Get the quinoa out of my teeth. At least my braces are out now and it won't be everywhere. I can actually get them out with my tongue.
Yay!
That's nice, right?
Yeah.
But I alter recipes quite often. Taylor always makes a joke. Mom, can't we just make the recipe as it says? And I'm like, well, no, we can't. But just depending on the recipe. If I know how to modify it, I'm going to modify it to suit me, as you should too with any recipe. It's just a guide. But I do like trying things like exactly, especially when I'm not sure about an ingredient, just try it the way it says to do it, because you might be pleasantly surprised that cinnamon and salad dressing is delicious.
And also, when you were zesting your orange, and you don't want it to go to waste, you can just make orange juice with pulp. You just squeeze it in, and with no pulp, you put the strainer over.
Yum. Fresh orange juice, girl.
So good.
I think I could actually add some goat cheese to this just for some extra tang. I like goat cheese and arugula, so that would be super delicious.
That's interesting, actually.
And I'm just going to keep this in the fridge, and I will take out a serving as I want to eat it. So basically there are 4 servings, so I'll just estimate a serving for each day that I want to have it. And I have some chicken cooked already that we're going to, that I can chop up and put on top and have a complete meal.
I wonder what that actually tastes like. Like cheese with that. It's like
goat cheese would be really good because it's creamy and it's like tangy. All right, so I'm just going to pop a lid on it and put it in the fridge. Then there's our holiday quinoa salad. You can serve this as a side dish for Christmas if you'd like, or you can just do what I'm doing and have it for lunch. It'll be a complete meal if you add some protein on there. Switch up the proteins if you'd like. I'm just going to do chicken because we have grilled chicken thighs already in the fridge. Now it's time to make our peppermint pretzels, and I'm also just kind of using up what I've got. So I've got these Hershey's dark chocolate chips, and I have some Simple Truth dark chocolate chips, and there is a hair tie wrapped around there. And Taylor asked me, why is there a hair tie wrapped around? And because that's what we had at the time to secure it. So hey, you can use a hair tie to wrap your stuff up. It's fine. Don't have to buy anything special. Anyway, we're gonna melt these down with a little bit of coconut oil. Then we're gonna toss them in the gluten-free pretzels, add some peppermint extract, maybe not in that order, but we're gonna make some peppermint pretzels. Alright, so we have our chocolate chips in there and our 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. And we're just going to stir it around until it fully melts. Then we'll add our peppermint essential oil, which you can use peppermint extract. I personally don't use peppermint extract or have never used it. I would think you would need about 1/8 teaspoon of peppermint extract for this recipe, maybe 1/4. I just use the peppermint essential oil from Young Living because it is safe to ingest. And they have a Vitality line, which every oil in the Vitality line is FDA approved for ingestion. Now this one is technically not the Vitality line, but that's only because of different labeling. It is not a different oil. They do not have 2 different peppermints, but they do have to label it differently when they're talking about ingesting it versus using it topically. And then we're also going to use some gluten-free pretzels. So we're going to turn the heat off. That's pretty much melted. Then I'm going to get a pan ready with some wax paper on it. So I'm just going to add a few drops of the peppermint essential oil. 3 drops. And it is very strong, but very good. I absolutely love peppermint and chocolate together. And oh my god, I cannot wait to eat this. Okay, that's very smooth. Time to add the pretzels. Now it's time to just lay the pretzels out on the wax paper. Then we're going to let them chill and probably eat this tomorrow because it's pretty late tonight. So we're just going to lay them out. I could not resist It's not solid yet, but I had to taste it, and it's delicious. This peppermint chocolate pretzel is amazing. Make this recipe if you like peppermint and chocolate. All right, so we have our peppermint chocolate pretzels all ready to be cooled. And I have to admit, this is in a healthy holiday recipes video. And it's not necessarily healthy, although it's like less inflammatory because we're using the gluten-free pretzels, and peppermint is super good for digestion and inflammation. So healthy in my book. And what's actually healthy is giving yourself some treats once in a while. So I just had to include this because I love peppermint, I love chocolate, and I just want to have a little treat that we can have a little bit each day to make us feel good. So they have cooled overnight and got hard, and I did snack on some. It was so good. It's such like a clean peppermint flavor, and it's just amazing, and it's just like thinly coated perfectly. And because these are like the gluten-free pretzels, they're just like a little bit more crispy, so they're amazing. So I'm just going to break all of these up, and I'm going to put it in this little plastic container. Alright, so they're all in the container, and I'm just going to keep this stored in the refrigerator. Again, there are no like preservatives or any like weird caking agents in here, so if you leave them out, they will soften and probably become very, I don't know, they'll like melt a little bit, I guess. So anyway, they would do that anyway if they're in a bag, but they're more likely to do it. So I'm going to keep these in the fridge, and if you saw, some of them had a lot of chocolate on it, so I could have even put more pretzels in here. But that's alright. Those are going to be just extra minty and chocolatey, and they're going to go delicious with some mint chocolate tea. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me share some healthy holiday recipes and meal prep with you. What is your favorite thing to have around the holiday season? Do you even do meal prep around the holidays, or is it a free-for-all? Please let me know, and I hope you go do something good for yourself because you deserve it. You are number one, and I will see you next time. Coming up next is a what I eat in a day, intuitive eating style, and that will be out in a day or two. Talk to you later. Bye.